Hey everybody, welcome back to Carnivore Quest. Larry here. I got a video for you today about the #1 non-scale victory I've experienced on the carnivore diet. I actually released this video a year ago, and about a month after I uploaded it, it got flagged by YouTube for copyright violation. I was in a hardware store and there was music playing in the background for about 6 seconds, and YouTube picked it up. Kind of freaked me out, so I took it down off the channel. So it only got about 1,700 views, and at the time I believe we had about 8,000 subscribers. So I know a lot of people have not seen this video, and I'm actually pretty fond of it. It's got a good message, especially for people beginning the carnivore diet. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you have seen it, do me a favor. Revisit it, watch the whole thing, really help to push it out. And carnivore veterans, leave your thoughts in the comments, because any new people seeing this video, they always check out the comments. Maybe give them some encouragement and get them excited about eating the proper human diet. Two things about this video. As you'll see, I'm basically the same weight I am now, which, you know, highlights I've been basically in a stall on my carnivore diet for about a year. I fluctuated about 10 pounds. And the other thing is, I believe this is the first video I ever did carnivore diet mental clarity trivia. Anyway, let's travel back in time. I know most of you have not seen this video. If you have seen it, let me know down in the comments if you're one of the 1,800 people whose eyeballs caught this one. There are a number of non-scale victories we could discuss as far as the carnivore diet goes, but in my view, there's only one that's king. Hey guys, welcome back to Carnivore Quest. My name's Larry, and on this channel, my wife Cassie and I have been documenting our weight loss journey, eating the carnivore lifestyle for the past 2 years. For the last year, we've been in a groove and we're getting our life back. I'm really excited about today's video because I know all the veteran carnivores out there, those of you who've been eating the carnivore diet for 60 or more days, will definitely help me out in the comments with the new people and share your non-scale victories, because there's quite a few of them. But today I'm going to talk about one I experienced recently that got me thinking, is this the greatest non-scale victory in the history of weight loss? I think it might be, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. This video is especially for folks who are looking into the carnivore diet as maybe an option because they have an extreme amount of weight to lose. I want to start by saying that this NSV goes with any extreme weight loss, whether you use the ketogenic diet, the ketovore diet, carnivore. My in-laws had great success with Weight Watchers. And this non-scale victory comes with losing a lot of weight. Just for Cassie and I, we tried every diet under the sun. The ketogenic diet, we know how great we felt on it. We just couldn't stick to it. It was too much to keep track of. It just wasn't as simple as carnivore. That is why we love the carnivore diet. The main reason is its simplicity. Easy as hell. And as long as you stick to it, you can get your life back. Before we get to the meat of this video, it's time for a little mental clarity trivia. Category: movies. Who is the only actor in history to win 3 Academy Awards for Best Actor? Is it A, Tom Hanks, B, Daniel Day-Lewis, C, Anthony Hopkins, or D, Dustin Hoffman? No cheating, and while you're throwing your answer in the comments, it would be really cool if you hit the like button for Cassie and I. It really helps the channel out. I'll get you that answer here in a few minutes. So a few days ago, Cassie and I got up for work. She jumped in the shower. I made some coffee. She says, "Honey, come in here." I ran in there, and the shower handle had stripped when she went to turn it off. For the past couple of weeks, it's been like getting harder and harder to shut off, just gradually. I knew it was going to give out, and it finally did, with the water stuck on. And I'm just like, I'm not a real experienced plumber. I've never met a toilet that I couldn't unclog. And I've done a little work underneath the kitchen sink, but that's pretty much the extent of it. So I'm faced with a dilemma here. What are we going to do about this running water? This has to be addressed. Well, the first thing is to get the water shut off, right? Every property that we've ever lived at, the water main is, right alongside the road. Except one time I lived in an apartment. But anyway, I know I had seen our water main access like 3 or 4 years ago. and I thought it was along the side of the road. So I go down there and I start hunting for it. And if you've seen the property before, you know it's a lot of leaves. So I took a rake out there, just moved around trying to find this access hatch to shut this water off. So I can't find it along the street. So I start thinking to myself, well, maybe it's somewhere else in the house. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. You know, I'm thinking back to a previous place we lived. So I go on the hunt. I look on YouTube. YouTube's great for everything, right? I've fixed so much stuff, you know, using YouTube, from our washer and dryer to our cars to, I'm sure a lot of you have utilized YouTube for the very same thing. Hey, we've even lost weight using YouTube. But all the content I found on YouTube directed me where to look. You know, check our laundry room. I did that. I checked underneath our sink. I checked our water heater, which I went out there and checked it out, and I actually turned a valve and I realized it was the gas valve. So immediately, like 1 second, I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Turned that back on, it wasn't there. I even checked under the house, which when I was 354 pounds, there is no way I would have ventured underneath the house. I'm not saying it was easy right now, and I didn't go, you know, very far into the house. I maybe went like 15 feet, you know, with a flashlight, and checked around to see if I could see the water main coming in. Anyway, no luck. And I'm thinking about calling a plumber at this point. You know, back at my heaviest, when I was 354 pounds, that's exactly what I would have done, and spent money that we didn't have. And I actually called a couple plumbers just to see how much it would be, and their rates went from $550 to $700. And I was like, that's a lot of cheddar. So, you know, I'm in this predicament where I got to figure it out myself. And that's what I'm talking to you about today, is confidence. You know, there's many types of confidence, but the confidence I'm talking about today is defined as the feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities and qualities. Now, I know those of you who are extremely overweight deal with a confidence issue. I know Cassie and I did big time, and I found for myself it wasn't just in, you know, how confident I felt around other people. It was how confident I felt at tackling a new situation. And if I ran into problems, if I would have the energy to get past that next hurdle, if that makes any sense. So my little adventure here with the faucet will demonstrate this. So I definitely decided that, you know, that was way too much money to spend. You know, if it had been $100, which is what, in another parallel universe, to hire a plumber, I probably would have went that route. So after checking everywhere, I spent like 3 hours looking for this water main. The water's still running. You know, we're spending money on the water bill and wasting water. I called my brother-in-law, who's very knowledgeable about house building, came over, and he couldn't find it either. So it's out in the yard somewhere. So I grabbed the rake and I went out and I started looking again. And after about 45 minutes, I finally found it. It wasn't right along the side of the road. It was on the other side of the drainage dip, more further up our property, you know, maybe like 5 feet up. And I was so relieved. So I, you know, cracked the case open, got the water turned off, and I decided to record all this because, you know, it was kind of a high stress you know, event. You got the water running. I mean, it's not the same as your house flooding, but still there's a sense of urgency to get it done. So once I finally got the water shut off, you know, it's time to take a deep breath and figure out my next move. And I decided I'm gonna try and fix it myself. So I dove into YouTube, figured out how to do it, and it wasn't too hard. The cylinder that I had to take out looks like this. I'll show you right here. And it's basically a shower handle cylinder. It's made by Moen, and I was able to pick it up at the Home Depot. But the YouTube videos I watched, you know, said it was very, very difficult most of the time to pull it out. And they even had a special tool for it. I needed a new pair of channel locks. I let my son borrow my other set, his now. Anyway, when I was there, I asked them about a tool to remove that cylinder, and they were out of them. So I went back home with the hopes it would just pull out. Otherwise, I'd have to drive another 30 minutes to another supply store and see if they had it. Anyway, it slipped right out like butter. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yes. So I made my way to go get a replacement part, the old one in hand, so they give me the perfect match. Came home, put that sucker together, and it worked great. And of course, Cassie was really happy to be able to use the water again. Our water had been shut off for 24 hours because by the time I got it shut off, it was dark and everything was closed. I couldn't get any parts, so I had to wait till the next day. And like the next morning, we were gonna make coffee. I just went out there, turned on the water. She ran some water in the sink, while the shower's running. Then I turned it back off. But all that being said, confidence, my rising confidence as my weight drops, I'm feeling better. It's just an amazing thing. And we always say on this channel, you're getting your life back. And that is so true. It's an incalculable, am I saying that right? It is an incalculable, most of you know I wear dentures. It is an incalculable, it is an incalculable, oh my gosh, you just don't know. It is an incalculable, it's a non-scale victory that I just don't think could be quantified or measured. Your rise in confidence and how important that is to you in daily life. When I was younger, I was brimming with confidence, not arrogant, but I was brimming with confidence. I was taught to shake someone's hand and look them in the eye and introduce myself. And when Cassie and I were at our heaviest, we just weren't the same people. We were very unsure of ourselves and definitely not confident. Now at my heaviest, I have tackled things like that shower handle before, but I would just get discouraged a lot quicker. If there was physical activity involved, like having to search the yard for a couple hours with a rake, I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it. I just physically couldn't do it. We started our current run on the Carnivore Diet on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. And I remember on the 13th, I went to go get Cassie some roses. It was a rather large store where I got them at, and it was quite a walk. And I remember when I got there, got the roses and got back to the front of the store, I was scared. I was out of breath. I was really concerned for like the first time ever in my life that if I didn't start to lose some of this weight, I was going to end up in one of the shopping carts, for people that can't navigate the store on foot. I was probably 10 or 15 pounds away from that. And if you're watching this video right now and you are in that situation, I'm not a doctor, but I'm encouraging you, if you've tried every diet and they've all failed, give the Carnivore Diet a try. Just 30 days. That's not going to solve everything. 90 will change your life. It really will. 90 days is what I always tell people, but you need to get to 30 before 90. And I really do encourage you, if you've tried everything else, try the Carnivore Diet. If you have trouble sticking to keto or any diet, like I said, the Carnivore Diet has given us our life back. And I'm really hoping this video hits some eyeballs of some folks who are on the fence and you're not sure. I'm not going to say that the Carnivore Diet is just totally easy. There's a little willpower involved in the beginning. It's not an easy thing to say no to bread, pizza, hamburgers, pasta. There are some sacrifices, but I had a counselor years ago when I got sober who told me, how bad do you want to change your life? Actually, he used to say it like this: Berquist, how bad do you want to change your life? And that's a powerful question, when you really think about it. And if you want to lose an extreme amount of weight, start getting your life back. The Carnivore Diet is overall a very simple and effective way to do it. There are other ways to lose weight, but this is the healthiest I've ever felt in 20 years. And, February 15th will be a year solid for Cassie and I on the Carnivore Diet. We've hit some, weight loss plateaus, but our confidence has never stopped building, because with each thing we accomplish, it just keeps growing and it feels good. And I think confidence is the number one key to getting your life back. It affects everything: your relationships, your finances, your employment, how you carry yourself. which are all really important, especially for our mental health. You know, I mean, when you're extremely heavy, and now those of you out there who are in great shape, I'm not dogging you at all. I hope to be there one day. But when you are extremely heavy, you deal with emotional stuff that thinner people just can't understand. And that's not their fault. They've just never, you know, I don't know what it's like to try and quit heroin. Thank God I've never done heroin. I just want to reassure you that Cassie and I know exactly how you're feeling. And again, I encourage you, give the carnivore diet a try. The sacrifices you do have to make don't even come close to the benefits you're gonna enjoy. Cassie and I have done a number of videos on the benefits we've experienced on the carnivore diet. I'll put a few links down in our description to those videos. So if you're new and you're looking at the carnivore diet, you know, we gave a couple great testimonies there. Cassie shares her blood work, you know, trips to the dentist. We have one video, you know, we share our top 10 benefits from eating this way. I'll definitely put those links down there for you guys to check out. And I also want to encourage you to find some accountability. There's a ton of carnivore diet groups on Facebook. You can find a lot of support on Instagram, because it's a journey that is so much easier when you're not alone. You know, climbing Mount Everest solo is a lot harder than with 100 people with you or 1,000 people with you, you know, rooting you on. Since you guys stuck around this long, like I like to say, you guys rock. And here's the answer to today's mental clarity trivia question. Who is the only actor in the history of the entire universe to win 3 Academy Awards? The answer was B, Daniel Day-Lewis. He won the award in 1989 for My Left Foot. In 2007, he won the award for There Will Be Blood. And in 2012, he won the award for Lincoln. Who doesn't like a good movie once in a while, right? I always try and answer the trivia question before I present it to you guys, and I actually missed this one. My guess was Tom Hanks. Turns out Tom Hanks won 2 Academy Awards, one for Philadelphia, and the very next year he won for Forrest Gump. Also, real quick, because this is geared toward new people, if you're looking for the medical side of the carnivore diet, there's Dr. Kim Berry, there's Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony Chaffee. Start with those resources, and there's plenty more. You know, if you need a little reassurance that eating only meat isn't going to kill you. Don't know if I've ever asked y'all to share one of our videos, but I'm going to this one. If you know somebody that's on the fence about the carnivore diet, they're just not sure, send them this video. Maybe some of my words will, you know, go in one ear and not out the other. I really appreciate you guys spending a few minutes with me today. I know your time's valuable. And remember, no sugar, no carbs, no cheating to get the confidence back. Later.